What's up, guys? It is Luke Beller with the Sideline Scoop, and I thought with today being the last day of the year of 2020, which is pretty crazy to think about, I figured I would talk about 3 players who have broken out for the Packers in 2020. And of course, there are lots of guys who I could go with. So if I leave someone out, that doesn't mean I don't think they broke out. It just means that, these are the 3 guys I wanted to focus on in today's video. And right before I get into today's video, if you guys are new here, if you've never seen a video, I put Packers content out pretty much every single day. So if you want to see some of that stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. So the first guy we're going to be talking about in today's video is Darnell Savage, who played from 2015 to 2018 at Maryland before being drafted by the Packers in the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft, 21st overall. And in his first season, he actually got a good amount of playing time. He played in 83% of snaps during his rookie season, so obviously, that really helped him, start to learn the defense, start to develop as a player in the NFL. And I think coming to 2020, you expect most players who are coming to their second year to have a better year just because, they've been in the NFL for one season, they've learned the offense or the defense or whatever, they're a part of, and they've really, been able to grow as a player throughout that first season. So coming to 2020, if we sort of take a look at the stats for 2019 versus 2020 for Darnell Savage, we can really see just how much he has grown and broken out this year in 2020. So as you can see right here, I got a little chart here that I created. In 2019, he was targeted 26 times, and he allowed 16 receptions. And as you can see now, he's basically been targeted about the same, 25 times. Of course, there's still one more game left in the season as I'm filming this video, so he could be targeted a few more times. But this year, he's only allowed 10 receptions. So as you can already see there, his reception percentage allowed has gone from 61.5% to 40%, which is obviously a big jump up for him. And one thing I didn't include there is his pass breakups. Last year, he broke up 2 passes, and this year he has broken up 7 passes. Obviously, a big jump up in that category as well. And then if we take a look at his passer rating, which has just been crazy how much he has improved in this category. So this is passer rating allowed. Last year, 2019, an 89.3 passer rating allowed. And this year, he's basically cut that in half, sitting at 42.5. So just from those stats, you can see sort of the step forward that Darnell Savage has taken in this 2020 season. We can't forget, of course, his 4 interceptions, which has happened since, I believe, like week 11 or week 12. So he's really been improving recently. So one other crazy stat I found as I was researching about Darnell Savage from the season, since week 11, Darnell Savage is the highest graded safety according to Pro Football Focus. So obviously, he's been improving as the season has gone along in year 2, playing as one of the best safeties in the NFL. And, not to forget Amos as well. He's actually ranked 7th for PFF's grade since week 11. So both Packers safeties have been playing crazy. And then here's a stat that is just honestly mind-blowing. So since week 11, he's only allowed a passer rating of 4.5. 4.5. And the closest safety to him, I think, is like 35 with Micah Hyde. So he's been targeted 14 times since week 11. He's only allowed 3 receptions. So he's been playing insanely well since week 11. And he's also tied for the most interceptions since week 11. So with Darnell Savage playing as good as he has been playing in this season, with Adrian Amos as well, this defense is really, turning it up a notch. We also just added snacks. I put a video out on that yesterday. A lot of you guys saw that one. So it seems like this defense is moving in the right direction. And so moving on from the first guy to the second guy, we have another defensive player, actually a fellow 2019 Packers first-round draft pick in Rashawn Gary. So Gary played college football at the University of Michigan for 3 seasons before being drafted by the Packers in the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft. So he was drafted 12th overall, and Savage was drafted in that same first round at 21st overall. So obviously, the 2019 draft for the Packers, especially that first round, 2 great picks by the Green Bay Packers. So Rashawn Gary also entering his second year, sort of the same thing goes with Darnell Savage. You would expect him to take a jump forward, and that's exactly what has happened for Rashawn Gary in this season. So as you can see right here, I got another chart up. His snap percentage in 2019 was only 22%. Of course, with it being his rookie season, we already have Preston Smith and Zadaria Smith. It makes sense that, he wouldn't probably play that much on the defensive side of the ball. So he had a snap percentage of 22% in 2019. And then 2020, as he has really grown with this defense and really developed, especially in the offseason, coming back stronger, he's basically doubled the amount of snaps he played last season. So right now he has played 44.75% of defensive snaps for the Packers. And as you can see for his pressures, last year 16 pressures, this year 38 pressures, and last year 10 hurries, this year 26 hurries, last year 3 sacks, and this year 7 sacks. So he's really stepped up in pretty much all areas when it comes to rushing the quarterback. And then one interesting thing to take a look at is sort of comparing Rashawn Gary's play to Preston Smith. Because this year, Preston Smith probably has been one of his worst seasons. He's still been good at times, but definitely not as good as he was last season. So if you compare these guys and sort of how they have played when compared to each other. So Preston Smith has played in 79% of Packers snaps, which equates to 752 snaps for the Packers defense, while Rashawn Gary has only played in 44% of snaps, which is 426 snaps. Preston Smith has 25 pressures, while Rashawn Gary has 38 pressures. So not only does Rashawn Gary have more pressures than him, but when we take a look at the snaps, Gary has 13 more pressures, and he has been on 326 less defensive snaps. So that really just shows you how good Rashawn Gary has been this year. So it really begs the question for the offseason, will the Packers keep Preston Smith? Just because, with the salary cap lowering, the Packers will definitely need to, make up some cap space. And, with Preston Smith, I'm pretty sure they can save a few million something with, cutting Preston Smith. So who knows, maybe with Rashawn Gary playing as good as he has been playing, that will be an option, but who really knows with that one. And so then the last guy I want to cover in today's video, the third guy on our list, is tight end Robert Tunyan. We started the year thinking it was Tanyan. Now we know it's Tunyan. So for Robert Tunyan, he played from 2012 to 2017 with Indiana State. And then he wasn't picked in the draft, but he was picked up by the Lions as an undrafted free agent back in 2017. They decided to release him, which, doesn't seem to be a great idea in hindsight. The Packers pick him up on the practice squad at the end of that 2017 season. And then in 2018, he signed with the Packers. And then he obviously didn't really do too much in 2018, with it being his first season in the NFL. Also was an undrafted free agent. And then in 2019, he starts to get a little bit more playing time, but still he only played in 17.9% of snaps. Just because in 2019, Jimmy Graham was still on the Packers as a tight end. And so Graham played in 57.7% of snaps for the Packers, before, of course, going to the Bears in the offseason. So with Jimmy Graham leaving, it really held the door wide open for any Packers tight end who wanted to, take advantage of that opportunity. Some people thought it could be Jay Sternberger, but as we can see, Robert Tunyan really, took advantage of that role as a tight end on the Packers. As you can see, his snap percentage went way up in 2020, which makes sense. 61.4% of snaps played. So then we compare sort of his stats from 2019 to 2020. Obviously, they're going to be better with him playing a lot more. So 15 targets in 2019, 56 targets in 2020, 10 receptions in 2019, 50 receptions in 2020. So 40 more receptions in 2020. And if you take a look at his reception percentage, 66.7% in 2019, which isn't too bad. And then this year, it's just been crazy. Honestly, the fact that he has caught 89.3% of balls from Aaron Rodgers just really shows the trust that he has really developed with Aaron Rodgers and really how much he has grown so far this season. And then the category where he really excelled this year was touchdowns. Only one last year, and this year he is sitting at 10, and that is only second in the NFL for tight ends, behind, of course, Travis Kelce, who is a monster. And Kelce only has one more touchdown catch than Robert Tunyan. So obviously, great year from Robert Tunyan. Great to see him come in and break out this season. So that is all I wanted to break down in today's video. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below, and let me know other players who you believe have really broken out this season, because obviously I couldn't include all of them. Guys like Jair Alexander, obviously breaking out even more this year, even though he was pretty good last season. Lots of other guys as well, like Amos, AJ Dillon's playing good. But let me know your guys' breakout players down below. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you like the video down below, and make sure you subscribe if you've yet to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.